Now we have all been kids before, and if you are around my age, which is 25 years old, you would know that the majority of our time back then was spent outside in parks, sandlots, and fields. We used to discuss the most random topics, but most of the time we would play a game like Heroes and Villains, where some of the group would be the good guys and the others would play the bad guys. But since you probably didn't click this video to learn about my childhood, I will get right into it. What if I told you that our game of Heroes and Villains could lead to us conquering the world? Crazy, right? Well, this is exactly what happens in the story of the manga we are reviewing today, 20th Century Boys. For those of you who don't know, this is made by the same author who wrote Pluto, which I have reviewed before, but most notably the author of Monster, Naoki Urasawa. Since Monster is in my top 5 manga of all time, I picked up this manga with high expectations, and I can admit all of my expectations were met. Now, what really drew me in was the amazing cast of characters in this story, and their outstanding personalities, despite being normal everyday people, well, most of them anyway. But we will focus on the antagonist in a bit. Now it should be stated that the overall structure of 20th Century Boys is nothing less than superb, and one of the reasons I say that is because of how Urasawa decided to go about it. As the story progresses, we often jump into different timelines, going from present to future and back to the past. But what stands out here is that all these time jumps are not out of context or done at the wrong time. Instead, they follow suit with the main narrative, all while explaining how past events that our characters experienced shaped them into how they are today, or why specific actions of the antagonist are happening in the present. To put into perspective the brilliance of the cast of 20th Century Boys allows me to showcase 2 of my favorite characters in the series, Kenji and Acho. Kenji is the relatable and ordinary protagonist who symbolizes the struggle of an everyday person caught in extraordinary circumstances. His determination, empathy, and personal growth throughout the narrative resonate deeply with readers, as they witness his evolution from a simple convenience store owner to a reluctant hero, challenging the forces of evil. Acho, on the other hand, is a man who has lost nearly everything important to him, but yet embodies resilience and loyalty, showcasing the unwavering friendship and support pivotal to the story's core themes. But even beyond these main characters, the supporting cast is equally rich and multifaceted. From Yukichi's determination to Kana's independence, each character brings unique qualities that contribute to the depth and complexity of the story. The way their lives intersect, how their pasts intertwine, and how they confront their shared pasts with Friend form the emotional core of the narrative. Speak of the devil, the main antagonist in 20th Century Boys is known as Friend. Friend easily stands as one of the best antagonists in manga ever. What makes Friend exceptional is the enigmatic aura surrounding his identity, actions, and motivations. Friend is, well, he is Friend. He is a man that is shrouded in mystery, and that's overall the intrigue of the series, for our characters to find out who the antagonist really is by collecting the pieces of information they have about him from their childhood memories, and therefore unveil who this current threat is that is basically trying to run the world with his Illuminati-like organization. But the beauty of this chase is how thrilling and deep it goes. Every time you think you know who Friend is, you are wrong. I mean, you have to give the guy some props. His plan and the execution of it are done flawlessly. There is a point in the story where he really runs the world and is viewed as a global hero. And that's pretty much the conflict in 20th Century Boys, is these protagonists that were once childhood friends with Friend, and that somewhat know of his whole plan, because it connects to something they shared in their childhood, that are now trying to stop him from doing these evil acts and his plans of world domination. Now there is also 21st Century Boys, which is a 16-chapter extension and explanation of the series ending, because if one thing can be criticized about this manga, is that its ending did honestly feel a little bit rushed, so these chapters provide some clarity to all the events that happened during the last few chapters. But overall, I will give 20th Century Boys a 9.5 out of 10. This really is an incredible manga that many have in their top 10 lists, and I can definitely understand why. In fact, it is in my top 10 manga of all time as well. I highly recommend everyone to read this, especially if you have read and enjoyed something like Monster. But yeah, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you are informed on when a new video pops up, as I have many more manga and anime reviews coming. Also, make sure to comment down below your favorite manga, as I will be glad to include it in a future video. As always, this is Shifu, signing off.